A part of the greatest war in human history, World War II. The war is not over yet. The spirit of the Steel Fleet will be revived in Navy Field.
Never play alone.
Wir sind hier bei Richard Garriots Tabula Rasa, dem upcoming science-fiction MMORPG. What's your name, and could you introduce yourself a bit?
Sure. My name is Paul Sage. I am the lead designer on Richard Garriot's Tabula Rasa.
Okay. What can people expect of Tabula Rasa?
I think they can expect something they haven't seen before in an MMO, hopefully, which is really fast action, MMO with great potential for a lot of RPG elements and a lot of story in the game as well.
So, if I play just now another MMORPG, why should I switch to Tabula Rasa?
You should switch if you want something a little faster pace, if you want something that is going to use the environment in the combat. You should switch to really play the game the way you want to play the game. I think that's very important for the player. And also, I just think that I don't think anybody's played anything like it with the fast action combat that we have, and so I really think that will be the big draw and the big switch for a lot of people.
Okay, the fast action combat, we right now saw that if you are engaged in combat, you get the damage multiplier, the experience multiplier. I'm sorry. Will you have the possibility to play real tanks, like you have 10 enemies and you can all take them down in a rush?
Oh, absolutely. So we have a character class called a Guardian or a Grenadier, and they are heavy damage dealers. They can also absorb a lot of damage. They're the frontline soldiers, and so yes, you can take out 10 enemies at a time, provided you play carefully.
Okay, I'll do that. The clone system, could you tell us a bit more about it?
Yeah, sure. So the cloning system is really the team's way of envisioning how do I get to save my game in a massively multiplayer online game. And so what we created was we said, well, if you take your character and you want to be able to clone that character, then you just hit the clone button in the game itself, and that will actually create the clone. That clone will keep all of your experience, all of your missions done, and so your experience level, but it won't keep the equipment. So there is still a reason that you can't clone your equipment because of the economy, but then you get to make the choice to clone. And so at any point that you have a decision that you think is a little dangerous, like, hey, I want to choose a class, or I don't know which class I want, clone your character, and then just go experiment and play with it. And you'll have that other clone. If you didn't like what you did, you can just switch to the other character, and you're set.
Okay. Another question would be, science fiction MMORPGs aren't so there aren't so many these days. What player numbers do you expect from the game?
So it's hard to say what player numbers I expect. There would be player numbers I'd like, but I just think that it's the game itself will sell itself. As far as if you looked at RTS is there for a while. If you looked at Warcraft as being, hey, there's no great science fiction RTS. Well, Command and Conquer was kind of science fiction, but not really. And then StarCraft came on, and it was just a great game. So we think the genre is important for us because we wanted to break out as a team and break out creatively. It's a great new IP. It's a great way to tell a story. But really, I don't know that the genre will necessarily contribute or harm the success so much as just the gameplay itself.
I remember a few years ago, Tabula Rasa was all fantasy setting, and it was like, I don't know if elves were included. Why did you do a Tabula Rasa again?
The reason we blank slated the blank slate was we just wanted to see. Well, at first we didn't think that the first product was really identifiable, to the market. We weren't sure that it was aspirational enough. And there were certain aspects we really liked that we wanted to concentrate on. We had the fiction for this war, but it didn't quite feel like a war yet. And so we wanted to say, well, how do we bring players to feel that this is a war?
Something epic.
Right, and more epic. And that's really where we wanted to concentrate. So the team made a very deliberate decision. We said, hey, everybody understands guns with war. And then when you put a gun in somebody's hand, the way you feel, okay, I need to move my mouse with it like it's a gun. And so it informed a lot of our decisions. And we really felt that to be successful and to bring the best experience to the player, that we needed to do it right. And that's why we made the change.
Was Tabula Rasa a blank slate for Richard Garriot himself, because he was at EA back in the days, and I don't know, with Ultima and everything.
I think it was a complete break. There is no Ultima here. There's no fantasy left, other than, hey, it's fantastic. But no, I think it's a complete break for him, and so yes, a blank slate.
Okay. Last question: would you sign my Hello Kitty friend book?
Absolutely, I'd love to sign your Hello Kitty.
Okay, we'll do that in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Best wishes from Killing Bay.
Nice, huh?